Ferris here. In this series, I cover 10 industry trends and opportunities for consulting startups. Each month, I gather what I believe is relevant for entrepreneurs who are in the consulting or professional services business. Now, some of these trends will persist, others will fade away. Who can predict the future? But what's important, what's incumbent upon us as entrepreneurs is to always be on the lookout for new opportunities. Let's dive in. The first article is from the Wall Street Journal. It's on Accenture. Accenture recently announced they're laying off 19,000 jobs over the next 18 months. Now, a couple comments here. One is that these layoffs, we are hearing layoffs every other day. Will these layoffs stay with us? And unfortunately, I think they will, at least for the foreseeable future. Why? Well, the state of the economy, for one, and two, a lot of these companies are now playing copycat. They're seeing other tech companies laying off people and in a way improving their bottom lines. So a lot of these other companies are doing the same to demonstrate that they're also financially responsible. Now, it's not all doom and gloom. If you happen to be impacted by these layoffs at Accenture or at another consulting company, or maybe you're still working, but you feel that this axe may fall at any point, maybe this is the opportune time for you to consider starting your own business. Why am I saying this? Think about it. If you've been at a consulting company for a few years, you're starting, or maybe you have already acquired some highly sought after skills. A lot of companies, especially in the small and mid-sized business vertical or these different sectors, they're looking for consultants. They need help with automation. They need help with frameworks. They need help with someone to show them how to do things in marketing, in business, and HR, and accounting. So they can't afford the Deloittes of the world, the Accentures of the world. They can't afford the Big Five or the Big 10, but they can afford you as a new consultant who has their own business. So examine where you're at. If you have some financial runway and you're strong in certain skills, again, this might be the time, this might be the opportune time for you to start a consulting business. The second article is about an ex-Googler, someone who used to work at Google, was a product manager. They've identified opportunities for 25 plus startups. I recommend you read this article for two reasons. One is you look for ideas, you learn about ideas for startups. And number two is read this article for inspiration. Look at someone, they were impacted by layoffs. It's a life-changing experience. It's difficult. I've gone through it. It's not easy. If you're delivering the news, it's difficult, challenging if you're receiving the news about a layoff. But this person, this product manager who is out there trying to leverage the wisdom of the crowd, put a LinkedIn post out there. I think it garnered about 1.5 million views or impressions. And then a lot of people in that ecosystem came back to him with ideas for startups. And now you have an ecosystem of ex-Googlers and other colleagues and folks who want to work together on new opportunities and new ventures. So check it out and hopefully you get some inspiration to do something on your own. The third article is about the major gains that tech companies are getting in Q1. Despite the waves of layoffs, or maybe because of these waves, in tech, we're seeing investments just taking some giant leaps. Now, where's the opportunity for consultants in this news? A lot of times when big companies go through these layoffs, they tighten their belts, they don't have as many staff. They look for third-party consultancies to help them with implementing their products, provide customer support for their product, potentially they provide maintenance. They look for consultants and third-party consultancies to help them take their products to market. And here lies the opportunity. So if you happen to know a certain product, you've mastered some skills around a technology or a service, this is the time to look around that ecosystem of these companies where they're laying off people and look for partners, potentially resellers. And if you become a reseller or a certified partner with some of these big companies, they're likely to list you on their portals, they're likely to send leads your way, and there could be a tremendous opportunity to accelerate your growth. And next is article number 4 from the journal. 47% of small firms have unfilled job openings. If you're out there looking for a job, and I read this elsewhere, there are about 1.7 openings for every one person looking for a job. So the job market is tight. So for you, the entrepreneur out there, If you have a specialized skill, maybe this is the time to go and build your own consulting company and go to these firms and offer your services. So instead of looking for a job, again, this is an opportunity to start your own business. Article number 5 is about, we can't have an episode in 2023 without mentioning AI. So this article is about vertical specific generative AI in healthcare in this case. So there are a couple of products, or there are a couple of companies that are providing solutions for doctors to record notes after a patient's visit. So think about it. Will all the doctors out there be able to use this product right away and figure out how to use it efficiently and effectively? Probably not. Will there be other companies out there who are producing vertical specific AI products? I think there will be. Here lies the opportunity again. Look for these products, look for these companies who are producing solutions to different verticals, and maybe healthcare is the one to look into now, and see where these companies lack resources. You can reach out to them, especially if you have a lot of domain knowledge. If you know a lot about healthcare, maybe you've used other solutions, you can be the go-to consultant to help these companies deploy their products to doctors throughout the region you're in or throughout the nation. Article number 6 from the journal. 33% of business leaders can't make sense of their data. 33%. Now think about it. There's a whole lot of data around us, not only in digital marketing, in people ops, in HR, in sales, and finance. And a lot of leaders are struggling to make sense and get actionable insights from this data. Now, I happen to have built a company, a consultancy in data and analytics, so these numbers don't surprise me. The opportunity for you out there, for those of you entrepreneurs who have a good background in maybe data collection, in data visualization, in making sense of the data and data analysis, or even in project managing data projects and data programs, this might be an amazing opportunity for you to be out there helping these business leaders make sense of their own data and improve their businesses. They'll pay handsome dollars for this kind of service. And I'm not talking about few leaders here and there. According to the Salesforce survey that this article quoted, the survey was for 10,000 CIOs and business leaders. So we're talking about thousands, potentially tens of thousands of business leaders who can't make sense of their data. And this is the opportunity for entrepreneurs, if you happen to be in this data world, to figure out a way to help these business leaders improve their businesses. Article number 7, Crisis Preparedness and the Entrepreneur. This comes from Inc. This article is about the quick actions of an entrepreneur, a business owner, who happened to be impacted by the Silicon Valley Bank crisis. They had to leverage and rely on their own personal credit to get them through that crisis. What are the lessons learned from this article? I think 3 things. One is, as a business owner, you have to take quick actions. If you don't have access to your bank and you have to make payroll, you gotta be very creative. So I salute that business owner who had to leverage their own personal credit and personal finances, to salvage the business. So for you out there, for the entrepreneurs out there, again, learn to take quick actions. Second, you might have to rely on your personal credit at times. So make sure you maintain an amazing credit score. And third, and I know it's very busy for entrepreneurs and for business owners, but make sure you devote some time for crisis preparedness. You never know when a crisis will hit us, and the more prepared we are during good times, the better we are equipped to deal with crises. Number 8, it's about approaches for avoiding mistakes you can't afford to make. Bad hiring. Now, I also speak from experience. A lot of scars from this one. But this article highlights the fact that as an early stage founder, making a bad decision on hiring, bringing the wrong person in this early stage phase of the business could be deadly or could spell disaster. Any opportunity out there that you find where you can learn about making better decisions in hiring, whether it's a class you attend, a book you read, or these articles, it'll help you avoid this deadly mistake. These 2 articles, they give tips on, and these articles are in HBR and TechCrunch. They give 2 tips. One on a better mechanism for evaluating candidates, and the second is actual practical assignments over the traditional interview process. So check out these 2 articles. Article number 9, the Small Business Administration, the SBA, to open 15 women's business centers. This is from Inc. So this will bring the total to 160 centers. So if you're out there looking for advice, for tips, go to the SBA, find out what guidance, what resources, what training they have, and make use of it. Again, it's a free resource. I benefited from the SBA. I know other founders who have, so take advantage of this opportunity. And last but not least, article number 10, 1,125 fastest growing companies across regions in the US by Inc. Explore this really nice design. It's crisply designed, it's interactive, it's an infographic, and you click on a region, say the Northwest or the Midwest, and you'll see the companies, the fastest growing companies. Hint, hint, they're hiring, they're typically hiring. If they're growing, they need people, they need resources, they need your own specialized talent. So look at that article, click on the region that you're interested in, find the different companies, different services, a lot of consulting opportunities in finance, in HR, in IT, in marketing, you name it. So check out this article and hopefully you'll find something that you like. There you have it. Check out startupwithferris.com. We've listed these articles, these trends, we've added a bit more details, and we have links to every one of those articles at the Wall Street Journal. Some of them might require a login, but Inc., HBR, TechCrunch, all good resources. We've summarized that for you and you can read it on the website. So if you're out there looking to start your own business, learn from these trends, see what's out there for you to take advantage of. And if you're already a founder, you already started your business, there's always an opportunity to pivot. There's always an opportunity to accelerate your growth. So learn and take your business to the next level. If you're finding these tips helpful, please like this video and subscribe to this channel or add a comment on YouTube. And check out startupwithferris.com to access more resources and to learn how you can give back at any stage of your startup journey.